once upon a time, when we were children, our imaginations would take us wherever it is we wanted to go. We dared to see what the adults did not. Like when our parents saw nice blankets to dress our beds with. We saw a majestic cape to venture off with us to help rid the world of evil.
Or when they thought that they saw a typical fishbowl. We saw our trusty helmet to go with us on voyages to explore the unknown in outer space. And when they thought that they saw fresh white curtains, I'm pretty sure that some of the young ladies in here might have seen a beautiful white wedding gown. And themselves riding off into the sunset with their handsome Prince Charming, to live happily ever after in fantasy land. Right? You see, our imagination, our passion, our talents was not something that we allowed to lie dormant in our mind. It was something that we vividly and openly expressed. Ladies and gentlemen, Toastmasters, most welcome guests, somewhere down the line, we traded that imagination, that passion, that boldness for acceptance. We've allowed fear to cloud our vision so much so that we can't begin to understand how to attain what it is we really want in life. Nowadays, we sit back and wonder why. Could it have been that loved one that we hold near and dear to our hearts, that truly meant well, but told us that we couldn't? Or that coach that we admired so much, that we looked up to, that we appreciated, but told us we were too short, or we weren't quick enough? Maybe this wasn't our sport. Maybe it was peer pressure, or circumstances that were beyond our control. An illness, a death in the family, maybe even heartbreak. Well, regardless of those setbacks, all of that can change if you so choose to manifest the audacity to be different. If we go back to having that courage that we had as little children, to letting our imagination take the lead. I'm talking about sitting down at a table and in the middle of dinner breaking out with a pen and start writing down new life goals on them dinner napkin. I'm talking about putting everything you've got into whatever righteous thing you do. I'm talking about approaching any and everyone with boldness and not allowing them to tell you, including yourself, that you can't. Now, once you've gotten over this fear, and once you've begun to cultivate that audacity to be different, what you want to do is you want to begin to recognize and pursue your greatness, your calling. I've always liked to refer to my calling as Mount Olympus, because it always brought me back to this funny story with Aristotle. Aristotle was a historically famous philosopher in Greek time. And he had this one eager student. And one day this eager student came to him and he said, Master, I've got a dream, but I need your help to make it happen. I want to go to Mount Olympus. Mount Olympus? Aristotle looked at him kind of funny. But he sat there and he studied him, and he looked him up and down, and he said, I'll tell you what. Wisely as ever, he exclaimed, if you want to get to Mount Olympus, you make sure that every step you take is towards Mount Olympus. And he walked away. You see, the lesson here is to make sure that every step you take is towards your definitive purpose. I don't care if you've got to skip to it, if you've got to boogaloo, do something. But whatever you do not conform. Scripture teaches us in Romans chapter 12, verse 2, to not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Dennis Kimbrough, a famous philosopher and book writer, once said that the opposite of success is not failure. The opposite of success is conformity. You just think of all the historical figures that helped build this country. Imagine if Henry Ford, if Martin Luther King, Cesar Chavez dared not be themselves. Where would we be? But even more importantly than that, imagine what you're depriving this world of because you dare not be yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, You see, the bottom line is this. You have the power and the right to be different if you so choose. The question is, will you? I know I am. As a matter of fact, I've got to go continue my quest to rid this world of evil as soon as I leave here. But in the meantime, I'd like to see you all make my day. So go ahead. Break those shackles. Be yourself. I dare you. Madam Toastmaster.